27 January 2024, and today I've got an update on what has happened overnight in terms of the CCC and Nelson Chamisa. After Nelson Chamisa announced that he's not going to be having anything to do with the CCC, we have been waiting to see what was going to happen. And as I said, there is massive developments in the CCC. So yesterday, and in fact last night, Fadzai Mahere has written to the members of a constituency, that is Mount Pleasant, and she has said to them that she is leaving Parliament. So I've got the full letter here with me, and I'm going to be publishing that letter. So Fadzai Mahere has written to a constituency, and she's leaving Parliament. She's not just quitting the CCC, she's leaving Parliament. And I don't know if that is a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. Fadzai Mahere has decided to leave Parliament. She says that Parliament is no longer the place that she wants to be because she is there because of Nelson Chamisa. Takudzwa Ngadziore, the young man who is there because of the youth quota, has also quit. Rusty Markham has also quit. Daniel Molekele has also quit. Darlington Chigumbu has quit. Agency Gumbo, Joanna Mamombe, and Koban Madzivanyika. Then in Bulawayo, Mdara Mafa has quit. And I don't know who else is going to quit, but so far, those are the people that has quit. We've got approximately 10 MPs that have quit in solidarity with Nelson Chamisa. In fact, 7 MPs and 3 others who are like senators and so forth. We've got multiple number of people who are councillors. So let me break down for you how the CCC looked like before Chamisa quit. They had 103 MPs and 27 proportional representative MPs. They also had women's quota and youth's quota. So the total MPs of the CCC was 131. They had 27 senators and they had over 800 councillors. So Chamisa had done a very, very good job in building the CCC and also in getting the votes. So all these votes are now handed over to the new leadership. The new leadership of the CCC is in charge of these these MPs. But don't make the mistake of thinking that everyone is going to quit. People have got different circumstances that is keeping them in Parliament. There are people who worked very, very hard with their own money. They paid the $1,000 to get into Parliament. There are people who were not working, and that is their only job. These people are not going to quit. And there are people who know that if they leave now, they won't be able to contest again. So these people won't quit. We've got people that have got a court case who want to contest in the 3 February election. These people have appealed to the Supreme Court, and they still haven't withdrawn that appeal. So these people want to be on the ballot paper. These are people like Ostalos. They are still there. Dubeko Sbanda is still appealing against that removal from the ballot paper. So there's still a lot of fluid action happening. But at the moment, confirmed people who have quit is Fadzai Mahere, who has written to a constituency, Takudzwa Ngadziore, Rusty Markham, Daniel Molekele, Darlington Chigumbu, Agency Gumbo, Joanna Mamombe, and Koban Madzivanyika. What I would have wanted to see, because Karenyi Kore has reportedly said she didn't know that she was appointed. So what I would have wanted to see was Karenyi Kore quitting Parliament. Then that would be a statement to say, these people are just lying that she didn't know that she was appointed. So let's see who else quits next week. The more people quit, the more powerful Nelson Chamisa become. So at the moment, 10 people have quit. We want more numbers from 103 MPs. For this to be effective, we need everyone to quit. So everyone must quit Parliament, then it will become effective. Nelson Chamisa will do very, very well if that happens. That means we'll be having a rerun in the whole country. But I don't know why they're not quitting, because Nelson Chamisa put them in here. So this is the update on Nelson Chamisa. Let's now go to what has happened, reactions from other people. Linda Masarira has written a letter mocking Nelson Chamisa. You can go and see the letter in the Newsday newspaper. She says Nelson Chamisa is a quitter. He's done all sorts of things. So go and look at Linda Masarera. I don't know if she's opposition or not, but she's written that letter. And apparently, Linda is now part of NERA with Anamonzora and so forth. So I don't know what's going on there, but she has written a letter mocking Nelson Chamisa, which is there in the Newsday newspaper. And then we've got ED. ED was in Bulawayo yesterday, and he was doing what is called the Kukurahundi discussions. I saw a lot of people there. He didn't have anyone from the National Reconciliation and Human Rights Commission. I don't know what was happening. I saw a lot of people from the ministry. I saw the chiefs, Anacharumbira, over there. So I don't know what was happening there. I don't know what is the process. I'm going to look through that process and who is involved, what is going to happen there. Then in terms of media, apparently ED says the Minister of Information is allowed to now talk to the media, to meet the media. So I hope that I will get that call, Minister of Information. I want to meet you. I want to come to Harare and meet you. I've already sent my guys to ask you to arrange that meeting. The social media is going to be very, very big. So if ED is serious about what he's saying, let's see if we're going to see real media meeting with the Minister of Information. The guys at the Minister of Information have been totally unsupportive of media in Zimbabwe. So the current media houses that are there in Zimbabwe that are being funded from outside countries. Then there are guys like me who are not funded. There are multiple media houses, which are social media houses, which account for at least half of the coverage of media in Zimbabwe, which are not funded. The government of Zimbabwe must play a part in development of media, and they must discuss even with the media that don't like them, even with the media that they don't like. There must be a mixture of media. And on that topic, the Zim Papers has appointed a very strange board, right? I like the board, but there's some very strange people here. Now, I want to show you a picture, right? This is the board, the new board of Zim Papers. They've appointed 7 new non-executive directors. So they've got Miss Vanda here. She's good. I know Miss Vanda. She's a former art gallery, I think, or flower or what, somewhere there. She's doing well. Dr. Rosero, very, very good. This is a good appointment. These 2, I'm happy. Now let's go to others, right? Now here, so Dr. Rosero is still there. Machengete, Chisoko, I think he's from the ministry. Engineer Mashwana Wani and Mr. Mbano. I am good with these guys. I don't know about Miss Mangunja though. I don't know if she's going to be cooking the tea there, because I think Zim Papers, I don't know what they were doing when they appointed her, because she was like a clerk or something at KEBS. When I checked the profile on the internet, I don't know what her role is in the board, but she's probably Mangunja's daughter. Probably that's why they put it here. But the rest of the guys are good. What is wrong with Zim Papers? Let me tell you what's wrong with Zim Papers. What's wrong with Zim Papers is they are not connecting with the younger population. So if you open the Zim Papers newspaper, right, which we have now, the Herald, the Chronicle, the Sunday News, the Sunday Mail, if you open those newspapers, it does not connect with the younger people. If you look at the TV station, ZTN, no one is connecting with that station because it is just dry. So they need to do a better job. They've got a radio station. They are doing the right things. But do you know how much money people are spending on on DSTV in Zimbabwe? It's probably one of the biggest exports or imports. People are paying so much to DSTV because our TV does not connect, and our radio stations, they don't connect to the local population. They sit too much in the studio. If you go to Mozambique, if you go to South Africa, there is a lot that is happening locally. In Zimbabwe, there's not even one reality show. They should at least have taken Boskeda before he was arrested and put him there. So put someone interesting, put Madam Boss there, put all these people that we have and give them a place to sit, have some talk shows, make it nice. But they're not doing it, and they won't do it because look at their board. it's older people there. You need to put people that are doing some stuff in media, similar to ZBC, similar to ZTV. It's too dry, and their news is too long, and it's all about ED. So that is the problem. Let's see if the new minister is going to take the initiative to make this very, very interesting. People want to know what's happening in Zimbabwe. Every day, Gambako Media, our broadcasts here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and our websites, they get more than 50,000 views every day. So people really want to know what is happening. People are looking for updates, and they need real news, not news that is biased towards one person. Then Cuban vice president has been touring Zimbabwe. On a tour of Zimbabwe, he went to Mnangagwa's farm. I went there to see what it is doing with agriculture, which is maize, the old way of thinking. And then Jacob Mafume, this man is all over the place. Look what he did yesterday. So Jacob Mafume went to the dinner, which was hosted in honor of the president or the vice president of Cuba. So he was over there. So he's engaging with the ZANU-PF guys. Jacob Mafume is becoming a very prominent person in Zimbabwean politics. And as Tendai begins to take over, you're going to see more and more of Jacob Mafume. You're going to go to see more and more prominence from Jacob Mafume. He's not shying away from being with the ZANU-PF guys. He is taking that position of mayor. Remember, Chamisa tried to recall him, and the ZANU-PF guys protected him. So he's going to do this, and he's going to be more and more prominent. I hope that he improves the city of Harare. And we need to see what happens here. But all I can tell you is that this is the new order. The new order that you're seeing now is not going to change. There's going to be even more entrenchment of Tendai BT, Watchman Ngube, Jacob Mafume. These guys are going to entrench themselves in the system. And BT, he is a very, very different kind of guy. Because BT can actually go head to head with ED. And people are going to start liking it. I can assure you that people want people to challenge ED. And BT is going to do it. You are going to have a very, very big challenge for ED from Tendai BT. He's not a guy who backs down. And you know it. All of us here, we know it. Then let's look at this guy here. That's the best National Athletics Association of Zimbabwe Athlete of the Year, Isaac Mpofu. Great job. He's a long distance runner. He won a prize from a company called Balding Holdings. And this is very good. The guys are doing very, very well. We've got some very good long distance runners in Zimbabwe. There's a lady who won in Australia this week. She won a long distance 100-kilometer run in Zimbabwe, doing very, very well in Australia. I think it's Australia or New Zealand. I'll just have to confirm which country it was. And then Baba Harare has been appointed the kombucha brand ambassador. I know most of you guys in Harare drink kombucha. So your brand ambassador is Baba Harare. There's nothing wrong with drinking kombucha. You should do it. In Zambia, kombucha is so popular. Not the kombucha that you know, but the Zimbabwean kombucha is different because they've added a little something, something. So it's a very different kind of kombucha. They've also managed to go to the Standards Association of Zimbabwe, where they've done some, they've looked at the manufacturing process, and they're doing very, very well. I like a homegrown brand. And when I'm in Harare, I'm going to come and visit the kombucha guys and maybe get one or two, although I don't need it. Now let's go to the last story. Mbudzi interchange. That thing is a disaster. Everything is stopped at Mbudzi interchange. Corruption is rampant, and ED is protecting the guys who are corrupt at Mbudzi interchange. Yesterday, one guy was arrested for selling a house for 1 million because everyone whose house was crashed there, they paid the money. This one guy, you will see the story in Newsday. He charged 1 million for a house that he didn't own, and he was paid that 1 million, and he's working in that ministry. Multiple people in the Ministry of Transport are involved in this scam, and ED is protecting them. Thaddeus Shinyanga is still not arrested. Zach tried to arrest him on Friday. He went to Mnangagwa's office and looked for protection. That is why he was not arrested. So the whole project is stopped. Tagwire has failed to supply cement. The bridges are not working, are not being constructed. He's taken over 30 million, and all that money is gone to waste because they were paid before they started the work. It's a mess. What is happening is Mbudzi interchange. It's costing 3-4 times more than normal, and the work is not being done, which is a mess. So now let us recap and close this down. 10 MPs and senators, including Fadzai Mahere, who has written a letter of resignation to her constituency. I don't know if she's written that letter to the parliament, but she has resigned as MP. She has written that letter. I'm going to share it with you later on. I'm going to put it on Kambako Media. She has written and said she's leaving parliament. That's Fadzai Mahere. Then we've got Takudzonga Dzore, Rasti Makam, Daniel Molokele, Dalindon Chigumbu, Agent Zigumbo, Joanna Mamombe, and Kobad Matsvanik. I hope that something comes up from this. We don't want these people to just quit and then nothing happens. So Chamisa needs to come up with that plan. We need to see Chamisa. And I'm still demanding to see Chamisa on video. If you have seen Chamisa, let me know. All I see is audios. And I'm not happy with audios. Then let's start with comments. Comments starting from Madam Mombe. You have a very soft spot for Tendai Biti, Gambako. It's high time you admit it. I do not hate Tendai Biti. Tendai Biti has done nothing wrong to me. Tendai Biti is one of the opposition leaders. Chamisa has never fired him. And we cannot have no opposition. So, guys, let's not lie to each other. If Chamisa says he wants to leave, and he has not given us an alternative, and Tendai Biti steps into that position, and he is firm. We want someone who is decisive. So if Tendai Biti comes out and is decisive, and he's firm, and he takes us to the next level, then Tendai Biti is the man. He must go there. We cannot have no one in opposition. Enough of that, they can quit. And all these guys are not telling you, you must quit. But make sure when you quit, you give us something else. And I want to make it very, very clear. You can't just quit so that will prove a point. Okay, so I'm not going to follow people who just want to prove a point. And I'm not going to black out Tendai Biti, as I said. I'm going to do very, very, like if Tendai Biti does something, I'm going to broadcast it. So let's make it clear here. I'm not going to black out Tendai Biti. And we are going to make sure that everyone knows what is the plan. If Chamisa comes up with a better plan, we are also going to broadcast Chamisa. But if he is quiet and is not there, there's nothing to broadcast. And I run a media house. I don't run a quiet house where I need to sit quietly and watch. You understand? Right, Chabang is going to appoint MPs. Yes, the list is already out. So as I said, CCC has got 27 proportional representative MPs, 27 senators, and over 800 councillors. Anyone who does not toe the line is going to be recalled. And this time, the recalls are going to be signed by BIT. So let's be clear what's going to happen going forward. This is what is going to happen. Neo is saying we need a united opposition, guys. I think we need more opposition. We need Chamisa here. We need BIT there. We need to have a Congress. It will be interesting to have a Congress. We don't want this thing where the opposition doesn't challenge each other. So, Mahere, for how long are you going to be a vice? Or not a vice? We knew that Mahere was the second most popular person. For how long is she going to sit there without a position? And BT, for how long is he going to sit there without a position? Mube, how long is he going to sit there without a position? We want a vibrant opposition where things change. So it's an opportunity now. And Chamisa must run for president as an independent. Then people support him, and the other people support different things. Trump was not an active member of the Republicans. So let's have Chamisa running as a presidential candidate. It's very, very strong. But let's have a strong opposition. These things can happen. But we don't want people who just blindly follow people. Like, challenge each other there in CCC. Now that you are left there, make sure that you challenge BT. Make sure that you have what do you call this? Processes. You can't have a part with no process. And then you just say, let's quit. And now that we have quit, what are we going to do? Don't spend months and months without us knowing what's going on. We want things to be clear. I think we're done here. Let me see if there's any interesting comment. If Chamisa disappeared, Job Scala is our man, not Mafumi Bit. As long as Bit shares podium Chabango is done and dusted for him, and wait and see. Who gave Chabango power to be on top of president? All this, I've covered it for you guys. I think we've done justice to the Chabango case. Everything that has been said here at Gambakwe. And the last question is, your Gambakwe, no leadership, your judgment is bled, brother. I don't want to lie to you. If a bus comes and kills Chamisa, right, someone has to take over. And this is what I mean. You cannot have a situation where you say in this whole world there's no one else who can lead. That's not true. And that's why I'm saying, Chamisa, you have an opportunity right now to show the leadership, not to just create parties. People don't want parties. People want solutions. So the people of Mount Pleasant, they are going to have a second-rate MP right now because Maher has just quit. Is that a solution? Mount Pleasant had found what they wanted, the correct MP. Now that MP had to quit to support Nelson Chamisa. The Masaya family doesn't have a father. He was killed at Mavuku. So let me get this name right. I had to get people's names right. Masaya, right? We said Masaya. That's Mavuku. Right. Zim clergyman found dead after abduction. That's our pastor, Masaya. He's dead. So these things that have happened, you can't just discount them. Hundreds of people voted for Nelson Chamisa. They stood in lines at night to vote for Nelson Chamisa. So this is what I'm saying. You can't just quit and then do nothing. So let's make that clear. I'm going to be making this point multiple times. And I'm not going to apologize for asking Chamisa to show up and be in front of people's faces. He has to do it. And that's a demand that everyone is making. Or you guys can quit and support in solidarity. But I want to see action. I want to see Chamisa showing that if he's saying BT can't take over and Ngube can't take over, what is the alternative? What should people follow? That question must be answered. If Chamisa is a solution, Mr. Kudapashe Mupapa, how is this a solution? What should I do as a citizen? And when are we going to take over? Those are the questions that the citizens want. They want jobs. They don't want to follow a person. And we want to make this very, very clear. And we want Chamisa to give us a solution before the 2028 elections. What should SADC do? And that is an important question. Should SADC now go with BT or should SADC go with Chamisa? What's happening? So confusion all over because of the decision that are being made here. And I wanted to see what happened with SADC, but the guys haven't shown me pictures of what they did in Mozambique. You know, the executive secretary of SADC is visiting the military operation in Mozambique. I don't know what has happened. I also want to end by saying there is a group that is threatening to take out Mnangagwa in 3 months. These guys, they gave me a call yesterday after we published the video that they put out. And I don't know them, so you can go and look at gambako.com. There's a group which says there must be dialogue, or in 3 months they're going to come and take out Mnangagwa. These are not the same as the economic freedom fighters. Economic freedom fighters are different. These are called the Zimbabwe Economic Freedom Fighters Alliance. So you can go and look at those guys. They claim that they are in the Middle East. That's what they told me. So let's see what happens. If the Zimbabwe intelligence want to phone them, the numbers are right there on the statement that they issued. So don't call me, I'll call you. Right, let's look at how I can end this now. There is obviously the judgment. So this is I'd forgotten this very important thing. There's a judgment on the South Africa's case, which was involving Hamas and Israel. Please go and watch that judgment. Very, very interesting judgment. I don't want to rub the wrong people off the wrong way. I'm a small YouTube channel and like 10 people rely on this channel for payments, for pay. So I don't want to say anything. You guys go and watch for yourself what was said there in that judgment. Crazy stuff. The world is turning upside down right in front of our eyes. I'd like to thank you all. And what I would do is that if Tendai Biti issues a statement today, I'm going to come out. If Nelson Chamisa issues a statement, I'm going to come out. I've been trying to get hold of Ostalos, of Dubeko, of Mkwanans, and I haven't been able to. I tried to get hold of Senator Pugeni. He's non-committal because I think they've had a fight over there. And I've tried to get hold of Sengezo and Weshman Ngube. I can't get hold of them right now. So let's wait for a public statement and hear what they say. This is going to be a fast-moving week, one of the fastest moving week in the Zimbabwe opposition. And by Friday next week, my prediction is that Tendai Biti will now be upfront and central to everything that's happening in Zimbabwe. If he's serious about taking this, if Tendai Biti fails to take this next week, he's going to lose this whole opportunity. There's an opportunity for Tendai Biti to now take over and be at the front, but he has to overcome the old fears that they have. And Chamisa has to move on and show us where to go, what direction to go, so that we can support him. At the moment, there's nothing to support. We can't support quitting, or we can't support silence, and we can't support not seeing him. We need to see Chamisa doing what he does best. If Chamisa comes in front of the camera, he does a great job of explaining his position. But at the moment, there's nothing for us to support. And Mahere, she needs to tell us what she's doing next. All these guys, we want a solution. We just don't want empty statements. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good day to you all.